You could get a really good read on her based on how she dresses and the way that she talks.
Ooh, I agree. She seemed firm and decisive. Like the kind of person who always says exactly what she means.
Unaware our hapless traveler has stumbled into a merciless battle known as girl talk. He will likely leave this conversation under the impression that the women were talking favorably about Chiori, when, in reality, they were calling her a
Chiori tends to run into a lot of trouble. It might be because of her blunt personality, but unexpected problems often arise, no matter how much she tries to avoid them.
Yeah, this sounds familiar. I bet the first thing on her dating profile says she hates drama, doesn't it?
Alright, let me start off by saying, yeah, this is gonna be pretty negative, but I want to be clear, even if I wasn't boycotting the game, I'd still say this patch was an L. I'm on record saying 4.3 was my least favorite patch since I started playing, and this one is looking even worse. I honestly wasn't expecting that. In 3.5 we got Windbloom, Fungus Mechanicus, Farzan's Hangout, Dia's story quest, and friggin' Kari Bear. Here we get Chiori's story quest, which story quest for a character we've seen once in a limited event. Yay. Lynette's Hangout. Neat. And a potion event in Mondstadt. How the hell are you gonna give us a Mondstadt event during Windbloom and it not be Windbloom? Give us more of that Hexen Circle lore. Oh, and no Dainsleif quest? Are you serious? Should I be checking the patch notes for an end of service notice? Hoyo seems to think new characters count as content. They don't. If your players don't have the primos for the characters, they don't get the content. Hoyo, you're going too damn far to bait people into spending just to have anything to do. Last patch, you put Farzan with Xianyun and then had Xiao in the second half. Now you're putting Ito, Albedo, Chiori, and a Death Sword in the same patch. You're going out of your way to make sure no one has time to save primos, so they have to spend to get the characters and weapons they want. I wouldn't be surprised if you put Goro in the second half, you greedy, manipulative, desperate pieces of shit. Y'all watching want to know how stupid they think you are? They think you're stupid enough that this blatantly obvious cash grab will work. Don't prove them right. Let's humor them though. Suppose this character is enough content. What do you get when you've got her? Well, you get a skill with split scaling, like Dia, that generates one particle on cast that deals single target geo damage every few seconds, generates a single particle when it does, and gets an additional hit of damage when they're geo constructs, but doesn't resonate with geo constructs. Why is this character? How is Zhongli a better geo battery? But you can get a geo infusion on sword normal attacks with a depth scaling character, and nothing, at least as far as they told us, that gives that depth scaling to her normal attacks. Sword and A's are weak. Infusions work for Kaching and Alhaitham because they can aggravate and spread. They work on Ayaka because it allows her to keep cryo on the enemy for Blizzard Strayer. Geo can't be an aura, and it doesn't have a reaction that boosts its damage. What about her switching mechanic? You mean the one that lets you get a single physical plunge attack? Sure, it looks cool, but you'd be better off switching normally. It makes no sense. Maybe the passive they didn't show us makes her the most busted character ever, but if that's the case, why didn't they show it? The character they showed us is worse than Dia. She at least can vape and hit multiple enemies with her skill. Now we gotta talk about the new banner. Link to the hoyolab article that actually explains it will be in the description, because Hoyo went out of their way to be as vague as possible in the special program. Because when you're a Hoyoverse customer, the less you know, the better. For them, and only them. I'll say one good thing about it, it's better than the weapon banner. There's your bar in the dirt. It uses intertwined fates and doesn't share pity with either of the limited banners. They say it only has characters that have appeared on banners at least 3 times, but it has 3 standard banner characters that have never appeared on banners.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
They also say that characters featured will get limited banners. If that's the case, this is just a ploy to get you to use your primos more often, so your only choice when they blindside you with another character you want will be to spend. Because, remind you, the pity isn't shared. This could have been a massive W if it just replaced the standard banner. It feels like that was supposed to happen, but someone misclicked at the last second, and in typical Hoyo fashion, they didn't want to admit they made a mistake. And I'm gonna lose some subs over this because I know we share a lot of the same audience, but Jello Impact is giving y'all terrible advice. Let's use our polls on Mona so the next time we lose a 50-50 on a limited banner, we can get the consolation that's been bugged since launch. If you are stupid enough to use your polls on this banner for Mona, you need to be in a conservatorship so there's at least a single barrier in the way of your bad decisions. For sake, man, you've got kids in your audience looking to you for advice. We touched on the potion event, but let's see what other magical events they have in store for us. We can pet cats. Y'all turned petting cats into FOMO. Are you serious? Who's your creative director? Grand Inquisitor Tortura? What else we got? Ooh, something that challenges my skills? You've got my attention. I'm always down for a new team building puzzle to solve.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
And of course, we've got to talk about the quality of life. Talent screen is a bit of a dub until you realize it gets rid of a single click. Then it feels kind of pointless. The training guide, oh boy, is this thing scuffed. Now, I've seen a lot of bad takes about this. You could just watch a YouTube video. Oh yeah, because stopping what you're doing to Alt-Tab or pull up another app is such a great gaming experience. I'm sure everyone loves having to study to play a video game. It's for new players. Why can't they do things for veterans? Am I the only one paying attention to here? Look at this thing. Animo Traveler. Level Dull Blade to 20. Best weapon prototype Rancor. 4-piece clad over 2-piece. Normal attacks over burst. Prototype Rancor on Kaya. Implying Amber won't be weak if you invest into her. The thing's a mess. How exactly is this helpful to new players? If anything, it's a hindrance. But it makes sense. It's basing it off player data, and Prototype Rancor is most players' first 4-star weapon. So they equip it to Kaya or Traveler and never touch the characters again once they get other characters to build. All this does is start a vicious cycle of showing players bad builds for characters, and in doing so, increasing the number of players using those bad builds, so it's more likely to continue showing players those bad builds. This could have been great. I was actually expecting it to be great. How naive of me to think they would check and make sure the advice it gave was good before rolling it out. Before I go, I just want to reiterate, the fact that I'm boycotting is not affecting my opinion here. If I had any reason to say it was good, I would say it was good. Just like I did with 4.4. I would still tell you to boycott, but I wouldn't go out of my way to pretend it's bad when it wasn't. This is bad. Even Moga, my sweet summer child, is able to tell it's bad. Even I can tell it's bad, and I still believe I would have enjoyed 4.4 if I had played it. If that tells you anything. So, join the boycott. Don't reward Hoyoverse for their bad decisions. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt. You deserve better. Make sure they know it.